All right, in this lesson, we are going to continue solving logs, problems that involve logs. Then we are going to do a little bit more challenging, two a little bit more challenging problems. Very first thing is, no matter what, when you're solving logs, we're going to condense. So here we're going to have to pull these two logs together, and here we'll have to pull these two logs together. And then we have two different scenarios going on here where we have logs on one side. So since we have logs on one side, we're going to rewrite it as an exponential. And then here we have logs on two sides, so we're just going to eventually just drop the logs. All right, so first things first, we're going to pull the logs together, and because it's a subtraction, we are going to have a division problem. So this one minus this one, so it's going to be 2x minus 1 divided by x minus 4. So that subtraction is a property. We condense it together, and we now have division equals 2. So since we have a log on one side, we are going to rewrite it as an exponential. So then it's going to be 3 to the second power equals this, 2x minus 1 over x minus 4. And then to solve these types of problems, obviously we're going to square that, but we're going to clear this fraction out by multiplying both sides by x minus 4. So that's really a 3 squared, which is a 9 that's going to be distributed into this. So that's a 9x minus 36 is going to equal 2x minus 1. And then now we finally have a more straightforward problem that we can solve. So we subtract the 2x over, we'll add the 36, and we get a 7x equaling 35. Divide by 7, and x is going to equal 5. Okay, so we want to double check that we don't get any negatives out of this. So if we plug 5 into this, that's okay, because 5 minus 4 is a 1, so we can log a 1. And then over here, we're going to get a 10 minus 1, which is a positive, so that should be fine. All right, and then we'll do one last here. So we'll start off exactly the same. We have a subtraction, so we're going to condense it. So it's going to be natural log of 4x plus 6 divided by x plus 5, and then that equals the natural log of x. So now this one I think is a little bit of an easier scenario, is if you have logs on both sides, we just drop the logs and just focus on the inside pieces. So all that means is that you have a 4x plus 6 divided by x plus 5 equaling x. So same as before, we're going to try and clear out our fraction. Multiply by x plus 5. Clears that out. So you got 4x plus 6 equaling, we'll distribute that in, x squared plus 5x. And we have ourselves a quadratic, so we'll subtract our 4x over, and we'll subtract 6. So we have x squared plus x minus 6, which hopefully is factorable. Things that multiply to 6 that add to 1. We're looking at a 3 and a 2. We want a positive 1. And then our solutions to this will be x equals negative 3 and x equals positive 2. So the negative is going to be okay here, but the negative would not be okay here. Because here it's going to make a positive 2 when you add the negative 3 and the 5 together, but here you're going to get a negative 12 plus something that's not going to make it a positive. So that gets kicked out. And then the 2 keeps positive, it keeps a positive. Should be fine. Okay, so that was two examples of solving a little bit more challenging logs, two different situations.